What is yet another key element of the fiber channel infrastructure? Well, of course, it's fiber channel name services. In this nugget, we're going to look at troubleshooting issues that relate to name services on the Cisco Nexus and MDS switches. So one of your key steps in troubleshooting is perhaps one of the funniest words in all of networking. It's floggy. Of course, we're referring to our Fabric login, and we can very easily verify the Fabric login database utilizing our show floggy database command. As you probably know, this is an absolute key ingredient. You want to take your host bus adapter of your host, connect it to your particular MDS device, and then verify that the Fabric login worked successfully. If you break down the results of this command, notice what we see. We see it was fiber channel interface 1/5 that was attached to this particular host bus adapter. We see that this is in virtual storage area network 3. We can see that the runtime domain ID of vSAN 3 on this switch is EB. That translates to 235. And then, of course, we see the port name and the node name for this particular HBA. The assigned fiber channel ID and the device worldwide name information are indeed registered in the fiber channel name services and can then attain fabric-wide visibility. Now, as you know, in a multi-switch fabric configuration, the name server instances that run on each switch are going to share the named information in a distributed database. One instance of the name server process runs on each switch with separate databases for each vSAN. Here you can see we are analyzing that fiber channel name service database for a particular vSAN, in this case vSAN 3. And you can see the simple presentation of the name information in that name service database. So thanks to very powerful, very direct show commands, verifying and monitoring the fiber channel name service infrastructure of your data center is quite simple and straightforward, which is great news because it leaves time for us in this particular nugget to do some review over data center topics that are near and dear to our heart. Here we go. What command would you use in an OTV environment to confirm your peering? All right, overlay transport virtualization. We know we like to make those dynamic peerings possible thanks to multicast capabilities in the cloud. How would we verify it? Show OTV peering, show IP OTV neighbor, show OTV adjacency, or show OTV peers. Okay, never heard of show OTV peers or peering, any of that terminology. So I narrow it down to two options in my exam environment here. This is trying to confuse me with OSPF. Yeah, show IP OSPF neighbor. So sure enough, our correct answer is show OTV adjacency in order to verify the peerings of OTV across what is typically a multicast enabled cloud. If we don't have the multicast enabled cloud, we do have the ability, of course, to statically define our OTV peerings. All right, and finally, you need to engage in first hop reachability protocol filtering with OTV to ensure traffic is not suboptimal pathing. What is not a valid step? Choose 2. Create a VACL, create an OTV MAC route filter, create an OTV filter map, assign the OTV filter map. Now, if we didn't know anything about troubleshooting in the data center, we would probably think these are valid, even though there's no such thing as an OTV filter map. Totally made up, but it sure sounded good, and those steps seem like they might be valid. What we do is we create a VLAN access control list. That's to prevent one of the FHRP peers from communicating with the other across the OTV cloud. And then we filter on the particular virtual MAC address with an OTV MAC route filter. Those are our 2 steps. If you are interested in Cisco certification, it is absolutely imperative that you review first hop reachability filtering as it deals with overlay transport virtualization, as it is a favorite tested area because of the rather embarrassing configurations and data forwarding paths that you can end up with if you're not aware of the collision of these 2 technologies. Well, it just so happens that I am recording this nugget on Halloween Day here in the United States, one of the silliest holidays ever created. And you can see what CBT Nuggets did to me on this particular Halloween. They zombified one of my marketing photographs. I am planning on suing my employers here at CBT Nuggets for this disgraceful use of my image, which also happens to be hysterical. I sure hope you found this nugget on troubleshooting fiber channel name services informative, and I want to thank you for viewing.